Okay, for some reason, it cut me off. It said there was a copyright claim music. Obviously, I haven't got any music going on, so I can only presume that maybe it faintly heard music from upstairs. So I've lost the live stream notes from before because I had to start a new one off. Hopefully, you'll all come back. So please type again your various questions. And if, I was trying to answer the lady who asked why did their partner leave? That's the last thing I did, but I don't know how long it had gone off because I was looking at the cards. I'll do Julie. I'll do yours while I'm waiting. But there's a lady who asked about why their partner split from them. So let me know if you actually heard that. Oh, and I'll do yours, Margarita. I'll do your addiction thing. So what does Gemini think about Julia? Oh, that one came. That one wanted out straight away, and that's the Two of Cups. So they like you. For me, the Two of Cups is always about really liking someone, feeling a great deal of affection for them, and how can I put it? It's like friendship to me. Like friendship. Wow, there's loads here. Okay, so it's gonna. I just noticed that the camera was really blurry. So I'm going to take that, Julia. They really like you. Two of Cups. Gemini really, really, really likes you. See if we can get another one. That one wants out. King of Cups. Yeah. They really like you. They really like you. So, Margarita. So you've been dealing with addiction. So well done for dealing with all your addiction problems. What do the cards have to say to Margarita about her addiction? Yeah. So you're moving on, and it's time to carry out good work moving on. Keep the good work on moving on. You've got to emotionally move away from something that's not doing you any good. It's holding you back. So if there's any last things, any last issues that have caused you to be addicted to whatever you've been addicted to, it's time now to let it go and move on emotionally from it. And then you will be able to complete your journey of freeing yourself from addiction. Yeah, it's your choice. It's the Lovers. It's your choice to do this. So you must make the choice and stick to it. So, Witchy World Traveller. I'm waiting on money coming in, but I'm not sure if it's coming. Is the money coming in for Witchy World Traveller? Yes. 8 of Wands, it is coming. So it might come sooner than you expect, which hopefully will be tomorrow. I want some pick a card ones as well. Is Penn in love with you? Lovely Ellie. Why wouldn't he be? I presume Penn's a he. Might be a she. Is Penn in love with you? I would say that there's a certain fulfillment. It's not a love card, I'm afraid, but I think there's a fulfilling emotions there. I think they like you. I don't think it's love, if I'm honest. I think it's real. It's a lot of like. You know, wouldn't like to be without you and has good memories and feels comfortable with you. But at whatever phase in your relationship you're at now, they don't love you, but they really, really like you. I'm not doing any third-party relationships because I can see somebody saying how are they truly feeling. I don't really do third-party ones. You know, I only do relationship and ones on personal development. Thank you, Venusian Princess. I must do another pet one. So that was quite fun and sweet. I like those. Will James and you, April Barber, be together? So. Not sure about that. Not now. Not at this time. Not in the near future. Doesn't mean things can't improve and change, April. But it doesn't. The cards say not at this time will you be with James. So sadness. But then at the moment, because coronavirus, no one can be together with the people that they want. Yeah, LQ's back. Wonderful. All right, I'm just going to go through all. I've got millions of comments to read through. Yes. Well, hello. Ah, my lovely friend. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Sujatha? Sujatha Shankaran. Thank you. I've done them pink. That's black and the light pink, dark pink, medium pink, and light medium pink. Julia, you can ask another question. If it's one I can answer, I will. Is Jay going to be your partner for? Okay, something I'm going to say here, soft-hearted, is that anything's possible as long as you work towards it. Everything's potential. Everything's down to potential and choice. But I will ask, at this moment in time, is Jay going to be soft-hearted's partner for life? King of Knight of Swords. Again, in a sense, it's like this might be a short-lived relationship if you don't work at making it a better one. It's the best way I can describe it. Is it has the potential to be over quickly. Well, I was asking what can you do to make it a longer lasting relationship, and it's looked to the security of it. And I think this is financial security just as well as like emotional, and it's like having a home and having enough food to eat and being able to pay the bills. It's looking towards the nuts and bolts of living together. Soft-hearted, that's my advice for you. So I was right. You have another question pertaining to your. Okay, so well, I can't ask if you've got to pay it back. Check your paperwork. I wouldn't go to tarot for that. That's a sensible, practical question, which you will, traveler. Have a look. Have a look in the paperwork to see if you owe it back. Will things work out between me and my person with financial blessings? My lovely friend. I'm going to call you Shankaran because I know I can pronounce that. So Shankaran, will things work out between you? Oh, 2 fell out. Oh, 3 fell out. Yes, because we've got strength, the Fool, and the 10 of Cups. So the situation's under control. This is the after tarot, by the way. So it's the pictures are slightly different, but everything's under control. There's a brand new journey. So a situation that seemed perilous is not as perilous because he's caught his hand and he's even smelling the flowers. And it's a happily ever after card where the family are around a fire. So yes, I would say financially everything's going to be okay in this situation with your person. Thank you for everybody for complimenting on me on my nails. So I've got an awful lot here about personal ones, which I don't mind doing them literally, but I do want some pick a card ones where you can all participate and join in. So let's have some suggestions for pick a card subject. So I'll do 3 choices with 3 cards in each choice. So T. So DM, what actions can you expect T to take after your conversation? So Okay, so something's going to be quite successful because we've got the Six of Wands. But a decision needs to be made because we've got the Two of Swords, and then there will be something completed or fulfilled, pleasing. It's the end. Something's completed and ended with the world. So I think the action that T is going to take is going to ensure that there's a success, maybe their own. It's not guaranteeing that it's success for both of you. And they're going to make a choice to complete something, bring to an end a situation. That doesn't mean, like, I don't know if this is a love relationship. It doesn't mean they're going to split up with you or end a contract. It means that they're looking for the subject of the conversation that you've both had to be completed, but successfully completed. They don't want failure, they want success, if that makes sense. So yeah, they're going to be making a decision to provide success and complete something. So they sort of want to draw a line underneath whatever the conversation was about. Where's the connection with Jay heading for Megan? Okay, it's the connection's heading towards a balancing out between the two of you, between your roles and responsibilities, between what your expectations for each other are and the expectations for the relationship, to provide a happy ending, happily ever after, not to end the relationship, but to get happily ever after, because we had the Six of Pentacles, Justice, and the Ten of Cups. So it's about give and take, working out the balance of who does what, whose responsibilities, what you offer each other. Okay, will your boyfriend propose to you this summer? Okay, well, we'll ask for now, but remember, everything changes. It could be that what your boyfriend might be intending to now or not intending to now, and then by the time the summer comes around, they change their mind. So I think he might be. He's not sure yet. He's keeping it to himself, but I think he might be thinking about it. I think he's weighing up what it means to be married to you. So he might be, which is me hedging my bets a bit, but I would say he's putting serious thought into committing to you. But of course, what happens in the summer, you'll have to let me know. A new subscriber. Oops, I made them all scroll down to the bottom. I keep doing that. See, right, there's so many here about, I want to know what they're feeling about me. Oh, Witchy World Travel, you have conflicting reports saying so. You've got to look to who the department that you get the cash from. That's the practical me saying. Right, I'm going to do a pick a card, which is, are they thinking of me? Because there's a lot of questions that I'm coming across at the moment which feature that. So I'm going to want you to focus on your person. I'm going to shuffle now. I'm going to shuffle out 1, 2, and 3 options. Don't want them flinging her out with the rabbits are in the room with me. They'll be chewing them. Okay, so I've done 3 piles, 1, 2, or 3. This is what do they feel about you? It might go into thinking if I think that it requires it. But 1, 2, and 3, your person of interest, what do they feel for you? So those who chose number 1, what does your person of interest feel about you? They feel everything's not being said. They feel this isn't so much that you're not telling them everything. That there's secrets between you, basically. And they don't want that. They want to balance out this relationship. They want the truth from you, and they want to be able to have an equal and fair connection. For some of you, you might feel that they're not telling you the truth. There might be something that they're not saying, but they want to ultimately be fair and equal, and they're aware of the consequences of keeping things secret and not telling the whole truth. That's those who chose number 1. Those who chose number 2, what does your person of interest feel about you? That you are someone to settle down with. You are somebody that they could spend their life with. In happy matrimony, it's settling down into a grown-up family where you have your nice jobs, you buy a house together, you get married, and then buy a nice house together, and then you have kids, and you save for the future, you have good pensions, and you put aside money for your kids' education or for a rainy day. And I think they feel quite passionately. They feel that there's a great deal of potential and passion. There's a spark of fire there. But to them, that they feel that you're a contender. Number 3, what does your person of interest feel about you? Right, so they feel a lot of love for you, but it's not a lot of love that they can articulate. And in fact, for some of you, they feel that they shouldn't love you in that way. Weirdly. Because they're not telling anybody. This is like a secret love. It's a love that they feel constrained by, that they can't articulate. And they feel quite defensive about it, actually. I think it annoys them that they feel this way about you, but there's a lot of love there. It's the Ace of Cups. It's new love as well. This isn't an established one where you've been married for years. I don't think. This is like, it feels like new to me. It's overwhelming love at times, but yeah, they feel a defensiveness about it. There's not necessarily very happy about it, and I think for some of you, they don't want anyone to know, and probably includes you. So I'm going to cover that as what are they feeling about me. And I think there's a few here where what are their actions towards me is going to cover. So I'm going to do another question, which is what actions are they going to take towards me? So think of your person of interest and choose between 1, 2, and 3, and I'll just shuffle the cards. So what actions are your person of interest going to take towards you? I should have put something else on my lap so I got a bit of a table. Okay, so I've got 3 piles. So what actions are your persons of interest going to take towards you? 1, 2, or 3? So Those that chose number 1, your person of interest, what action are they going to take towards you? I think actually they're going to put some distance between the two of you. I think that we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups. So they're not doing it to be spiteful. They're trying to balance out the emotions. They're thinking it's the wisest thing to do emotionally is to create a bit of space between the two of you. For some of you, this person might decide to go traveling. But there's a lot of independence here, a lot of movement away from it, but it is viewed as the important thing to do emotionally. They're trying to be emotionally mature and grown up about this. So I think they're, I don't think this is like you'll never see them again, but I think what they're going to do is move away, create a distance in the short term. So if you can't see each other because of lockdown, then they're all right with that, and they're not going to rush to come and see you. I'm sorry about that. Those that chose number 2, what does your person of interest plan? We've got the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Cups. They intend on changing whatever's gone on between the two of you to this point. They are intending to... I feel like there's been a wish connected to you. And what they're intending to do is, I think, pursue that wish. And it's with a pure heart. It's through their emotions. There's a feeling of love and positivity here. This might not be a romantic connection, or it may hold the potential of romance. But what they intend to do is change what's been going on from sort of a cold, distant situation towards a more loving and connective and open one. So I think they want to open the avenues of closeness. They want to open up and be closer to you. Yeah. And for you to be open and I think closer to them, they want to open the possibilities between the two of you. That's a much more positive one. So those that chose number 3, what does your person of interest intend on doing towards you? So we've got the 6 of Cups, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and we've got the 8 of Swords. I think they want to work on getting back to the happy times that you had. Getting back to the fun you had. There's a sense of nostalgia and memory. So they want to look back and work on the memories. So if you've got a division between the two of you, they want to recover that. And they want to get rid of all the confusion and this feeling that the connection's not going anywhere. They want it to progress. Because I feel at the moment that your connection's at a standstill, whether it's work related or romance related. You can't do anything and you're trapped. And you can't see a way out, and they want that to be gone because in the past it was good and it was something that you both worked on, and they want that to go back where you can both work on the connection and move forward. So I've got a gazillion messages that I need to look through. Shankaran, you saw my message. I think I'm gonna look at I'm going to try and convert some of these to pick a cards because they're such good questions, but they're all quite similar. So I'm feeling that actually quite a lot of people are going to be interested in being in a committed relationship this year, because I think because people can't go out and do anything, they're all really like, oh, am I going to have love? Well, it's so unknown, and I'm going to leave this as open that things can change. So I think I'm going to do another pick a card about you're going to be in a committed relationship this year, and you can look at it if you're single or whether you're in a relationship already. So choose between 1, 2, and 3. So you can either focus on your person of interest and think, am I going to be in a committed relationship with them? Or you can change it and have it as, am I going to be in a committed relationship anyway because I'm single? desperate to know what I'm doing. I don't normally sit in this position. Right. So, are you going to be in a committed relationship this year? There it is. Those that chose number 1, 2, or 3. Give you a second, actually. And those of you that chose number 1, we'll do yours. So we can just sort of see one card. I don't know if you can see my bunny rabbit. One bunny rabbit's in here picking on me. So, number 1s, will you be in a relationship this year? You can't see how it's possible at all, but yes, you will. And I think for a lot of you, actually, this is going to be through something that it's work, could be work. So like the lockdown is eased, we can all get back to sort of a relative normality, and you actually meet this person through work, either at work because they're a colleague, or if you work with clients and members of the public, then through that, or through something that you're mastering a craft at. So it can be a hobby or something of a personal interest where you do it in your spare time, but you're actually really, really good at it. You're considered an amateur, but you're just really good at it. And yeah, it's like a dream come true. It's a wish come true. So it could be somebody that you've been trying to meet specifically, or you've been trying to meet someone like them, like you've been trying to manifest a soulmate or something. So yeah, you don't see how this could possibly be happening, but your answer is yes. Somehow you will. So those that chose number 2, will you be in a committed relationship this year? I'm going to say I'm not sure. I think some of you will and some of you won't, because I'm getting that you're really independent, but then there's an overflowing of love and then actually a serious commitment. So I think actually, yeah. Because we've got the 9 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the 10 of Pentacles. So I think that, yeah, you will be. In a weird way, it feels like the same as number 1, that all of a sudden you don't think it's going to happen, then all of a sudden it does. Or the relationship you're in seems to be quite stable, where you're both quite independent, and then all of a sudden you're like, come on, let's just settle, let's move in together, let's get married. But I think, yeah, you will be. Number 3s, let's hope yours is just as positive. Will you be in a committed relationship? So we've got the King of Swords, the 6 of Wands, and the Emperor. I'm going to say no. I know we've got the 6 of Wands, but we've got the King of Swords and the Emperor, which are quite distant figures. So I think, no, you won't be, but you're not going to be upset about it. So I think you might be in a relationship or a commitment that makes you very happy, but it's not time just yet to make it a committed one. Because there's still a lot of distance there. So I'm going to have to say, no, I don't think that you are. I think there might be the potential of it. So if you really want it and you really work towards it, you can change your fortune. But I think that no, because it's the King of Swords and the Emperor. They're two distant, emotionally distant men. Right, I'm going to have to skip some of these because there's gazillions. Oh, I did 25 to 9. I want to go through some of these. Life in 5 years' time, that's a good one. So such good questions. I'm going to have to remember some of them and just do actual pick of cards. Yeah, the bunnies do have names. It's Toby and Lily. The little one that was poking her head around my side, that's Lily. And Toby is all in black, and he might come round the back of me. Later on, we'll see. Sometimes they come up on. Right, so let's see. I like the idea of doing one, what's life like in 5 years' time, because although I'm 100% convinced that it's not guaranteed that what comes up in these cards is going to happen, because like forewarned is forearmed. You will make decisions to change things. You will make decisions to change things. You will divert yourself away from bad fortune and move yourself towards good fortune. Things will seem dire, but then they will get better. It's the Wheel of Fortune. But I like the idea of it, so I'm going to do that. So 1, 2, and 3. You're a bit bored, Lila. I'm sorry. But what will life be like for you in 5 years' time? 1, 2, and 3. That one wants out. One, 2, and 3. What will life be like in 5 years' time? And then I'm going to do the one, are you on your soul's path? You're on the right journey to fulfill your soul purpose, because I think that's a good one as well. So those who chose number 1, what will life be like in 5 years' time for you? You're going to be working really hard at something. You could be self-employed, you could be single, some of you, but I think you're really, really focused on completing a task and reaping your rewards. So if you're like studying for something now, 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles. If you're working hard towards like qualification and you're just starting a course, or you're going to university or something, and you're thinking it's going to take me a few years of evening classes to do this, you're working really hard to get that job because you've worked hard for the qualification. You're working hard to master your skills, to start that business off and to make it a success. If you're thinking of becoming like a writer or a musician, if you're learning an instrument, you're going to be like, I've invested all this time and money in learning this instrument or writing this novel. Now it's time to get the thing published and to, get myself some gigs. So you've been working really, really hard on something, sometimes with other people for some of you, and then you're like, I'm reaping the rewards. It's time to harvest the reward. It's you've invested in something. Some of you are starting that investment now, and in 5 years' time, it's time to reap the rewards, which seems like a long time away, but it's in 5 years' time, you're reaping the rewards of your efforts. So that's good. Work hard and keep that focus. In number 2s, in 5 years' time, what your life be like? Ooh, this is interesting. By like 5 years' time, you're I'm trying to think how I can articulate. You're in a really good place because you're like letting go of all the crap and moving forward to who you're meant to be. It's like meeting your destiny, because we've got the 2 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 3 of Cups. You're looking to have fun, but I think you're also looking to have a great bond of friendship with the people around you. But you're really, really toing and froing between who you were before and fulfilling your true potential through the Magician. You're going to have great powers to create the life you want, to manifest who you want to be. And I think that you're doing that, and it gives you cause to celebrate. So I don't feel this is much career-based as the number 1. I feel this is you in your personal development. I think you're coming into fruition. You're coming into your own power. And once you're in your own power, you can achieve anything you want in life. It feels like quite, like in a sense wisdom, but the difference is in 5 years' time, I think that you're bridging that gap between who you were before and who you are going to be, the truly powerful version of yourself. So you're feeling a little bit of apprehension about going into this new you, this new cycle, this new life. But I think you'll overcome it quite easily. It's just the usual bit of anxiety we all have when we're clearly leaving the old behind and moving into the new. So again, good for you, number 2s, keep up the good work. Those that chose number 3, what will your life be like in 3 years' time? Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. This actually weirdly feels to me like a lot of you it feels to me like there's a union between the King of Pentacles and the High Priestess. By what I mean is that you're financially secure and you're wise, you have your inner knowing, you have your knowledge, and you're working hard and slowly towards your own personal success. So I feel that you're going to be financially secure, but you're also going to be very wise, that you're going to have a spiritual awareness, you're going to have self-knowledge, and also education, knowledge, and sort of wisdom through the university of life. But you're going to be working really, really slowly towards something with determination and every muscle that you've got. So I don't think that you're going to be sitting pretty and sipping cocktails at the penthouse pool in your mansion somewhere. I think that you're going to be working really hard, but you're going to be paid really, really well, and you're going to be earning a great deal of wisdom. Yeah, it just feels like the union between what your inner knowledge of yourself and your inner wisdom, the mystical side of you, with the practical side of you. And I think that you've managed to unify them and create a success for yourself. And I think it's a long journey that you've been on and will continue in that future. So I feel that leads nicely on to the one of what's your life purpose and are you on that path? Are you fulfilling your life? Maybe I should do, are you fulfilling your life purpose? Are you on that path? Could you give a title relevant for each pile? Now, instead of calling them 1, 2, and 3, give them something else. So instead of you thinking 1, 2, and 3, I'll give you a word. Oh yeah, Rain. Yes, I will do that because yeah, if you put a suggestion in on the other one that got cut off for some mad reason, please post it there. So I will do this and then I'll do Rains. And if you want to put ones for me to just do for you, I will. It's just I had quite a few that were all the same question basically, so it seemed a bit daft to do the same question 7 times when I could do a pick a card. So are you fulfilling your life purpose? Are you on the right path? I feel that's sort of the same question, same part of the question. I'm trying to think of 3 words. Okay, sun, moon, and stars. Those are the 3 words. Sun, moon, and stars. So sun 1, moon 2, stars 3. I'm going to shuffle the cards out now. Oops. God, they're freaking everywhere. Bunny rabbits have gone. They've fled into the kitchen. Okay. Sun, moon, and stars. Are you fulfilling your life purpose? Are you on the right path? Okay, so those that chose the sun, I feel that actually you are on the right path. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Devil, and the Page of Swords. So, Ace of Cups, the Devil, and the Page of Swords. I think that you are, and I think you're actually quite well bound onto it. I think that there's something in your life that makes you feel really happy. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting paid for it or that you get to spend all your time on it, but you are doing it, and it fills your heart with joy. And you can't give it up. And there's a sense here like it's almost like an addiction, but I don't want to add that negative connotation to it. I think that for some of you, it's a hobby that you can do it. It's a bit of entertainment in a way, but it's also one that you don't give up. You can't give up. Some of you might be worried about it, but I don't want you to worry about it. It's your life purpose. And I think if you're not already, it's time to come out about that. It's time to reveal that you do it or that you enjoy doing it. And that it's something that you are meant to discuss and talk about and express. So if you're not already sort of sharing, let's say, for instance, you're into tarot and you really love doing tarot. And in fact, you have to do something to do with tarot once a week. And but it's completely secret. You just do it on your own. It might be time now to start a blog off, a podcast, a YouTube, pick a card channel or something. Or at least be open to others that, I do tarot reading. It can be anything, by the way. But yeah, I think that you are on your life's path. But it's time to come out now and sort of reveal it, even if it's just to others to say, oh, yeah, actually, secretly, I paint in my garage. And you're a wonderful painter. Those that chose the moon, are you on your life's purpose? Yes, you are, but you're at a point here where you're making a decision, because we've got the 10 of Cups, and then we've got the 2 of Swords, and then we've got the Knight of Cups. So yes, you are on your life purpose. You are on the path. But I feel that actually you're at a point now where you might be deviating or have deviated from your path. So I think what it's saying is that you know what your life purpose is, but for some reason you've not been doing it, that you've not been pursuing it. Maybe, life's got in the way, like you've had a kid or your job's taken over too much of your time and you can't devote the time that you would want, or something in life's happened and it's derailed you from what you should be doing. But I think for a lot of you, the opportunity is coming ahead for you to get back on that path, because it's the Knight of Cups and he offers the cup of love, the cup of opportunity, and he's drinking from it. So for a lot of you, if it resonates that you know what your life purpose is, but you've never been able to pursue it, or you've been forced to not pursue it for even a few years, an opportunity is coming for you to get back on that path in some way or form. Because you've got to remember, the universe is always conspiring to allow you to be fulfilled and to fulfill your potential and to achieve your dreams and to support you. It's not really working against you. Sometimes there are delays, sometimes there are changing opportunities, but the universe is always conspiring to make you a success. So I think, yeah, you have been on your life's path, or you sort of are, but for whatever reason you've not been able to pursue it recently, but you are getting the opportunity to get back on the right road if you feel you haven't been. So the stars, number 3. Are you fulfilling your life's purpose? Again, yeah, I think you are. Because we've got the Ace of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Oops. And that speaks to me about a passion, fighting at all costs to win, and speaking your truth, because it's the Queen of Swords. She's a hard talker. She's not really always cruel, but she's blunt and to the point, and she doesn't believe in hiding, not telling the truth. So I think that you are fulfilling your life's purpose as best you can, and I think you're fighting to make sure that you are. And again, it's the same as the Ace of Cups. There's this spark within you, so you know what your life purpose is, and I think that you are fulfilling it. And what you've got to remember is that sometimes your life purpose isn't your career. Sometimes your life purpose is being kind to people, or doing something on the side that doesn't pay you any money but brings you great immense joy. So never forget that sometimes, unfortunately, your life purpose isn't about being a millionaire. Sometimes your life purpose is about being a great mom or dad, or your life's purpose is to be a great wife or husband, or to just lead a contented life. Not everybody has a magnificent life purpose. Sometimes it's a very simple one. So I'm going to do Rains. Can you do a reading on should you stay or leave in this connection? So it's entirely up to you whether you do or do not stay in this connection. It's not for me to say or for the cards to say. All we can do is give you extra information and something to think about, because it's up to you. You have to live with the consequences, whether you end it or continue it. So advice for Rain on her connection. It's too many cards. Okay. So, advice on your connection was what I asked. And the card that shot out was the Chariot, then we had the Justice, and then we had the Ten of Swords. So, the advice for you is to look towards where you're moving. What direction are you moving in? What's the end destination? Because the Chariot is all about movement, travel, but moving forward with a plan, with destination, because you can't run a chariot on two wild horses or two wild lions. You've got to have the reins, Rain. You've got to have the reins attached where you can direct them to go left, right, turn at that corner, go straight ahead, slow down. I don't want to crash. You got to have a plan. And then when you've got the plan, you move forward with determination. So where is this connection going? Is it a fair and equal one where there's justice? It's the law of give and take. It's it's about actions have consequences. When you do something, you're judged fairly and equally, and then you're judged. It's karma in a sense. So where's this connection going, and what are you going to get from it, and what do you give towards it? What happens when you do something in this connection? And then finally, what happens when you end it? What happens when it's finished and done? What then? Doesn't mean that you should stay in the relationship, or doesn't mean that you should end it. You've got to think about what happens if you do. If you decide to end it, what happens then? That's the best advice I can give you. And I've noticed that, you've taken it off, but I'm going to do it now. Will you move abroad within 3 years? And I'm just going to do it for you, Witchy World Traveller. Because I think I saw that earlier and I missed it because I was merging. So for Witchy World Traveller, will Witchy World Traveller move next week? That one did out, so did they. So this is within the next 3 years. Are you going to move? I think within the next 3 years, you're going to find it really hard. So you might have to, it might take you 3 years to get things happening. And it might be within, in the next 4 or 5 years you move, because we've got the Four of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So that speaks to me. If you're really, really thinking about it, really sort of taking a break from it, resting, and sort of like not giving up on it, but the whole concept of you moving abroad is going to take a few blows. So, I mean, I want to say this might not be personally, but it might be because what's happening in the world. You might find that you can't fly to wherever you want to move to. And then we've got the Eight of Cups, which is obviously emotionally moving away. But then this lady here is picking it up. So I'm thinking that though you might not be able to do it within the next 3 years, you might find that it takes you a bit longer, but then other opportunities come up that you're happy to pick up that you hadn't thought about. Or alternatively, another interpretation is that other opportunities come up post that 3-year period where you can come forward and go, oh, I like the look of that. Because I just feel that what you have planned currently, or what you're planning or you're thinking about, it's going to tire you out. It's going to seem unachievable, but you're not going to give up the dream of moving abroad if that is your dream. It's just going to take a bit of a battering, and then you're going to have to perhaps move away from it and move on to something else. So it might be that you move abroad, but perhaps not to the country that you originally think, or you're thinking, well, okay, I can't do it in, I've been trying for the past 3 years to move. Why don't I change it so I try and move within 5 years or something? So at this moment in time, it doesn't look likely, but circumstances change. And I think you might change what you want and how you go about moving abroad, and that will change your circumstances of success. Okay? Can you tell me advice on how to prepare for my exam, get into postgrad med school? Revise, go to bed early, make sure you relax, get a good diet, start eating properly. So get up relatively early in the morning, have a nice breakfast, create a schedule where you can study accurately, but without stressing yourself out and putting yourself under so much stress and pressure that you can't relax and sleep properly or take in the information properly. Just revise, and as best you can, see what past exam papers have done to enhance your chances of success in the exam for postgrad med school. That seems to me sensible advice. Any other tips on revision, please include them in the live chat for Mizuki to comment. But yeah, just don't stress yourself out. I think that's one of the most important things, is you don't stress yourself out, because if you stress yourself out, you feel like Eight of Swords energy, where you feel trapped and blocked and you can't see anything. And always make sure you get enough sleep. I think Witchy World Travel, that's what sort of my reading says. Oops. Soft-hearted, are you going to move to his country or him to? Ooh. Put them in upside down. Soft-hearted, are you going to move to? Are you going to move together? I'm confusing myself trying to think of the question, so all the cards are flaking out because they're going, you're not thinking properly. I asked if Soft-hearted is going to move to her boyfriend's country, and it came up with the Magician. So that speaks to me if you want to. So I think there's nothing stopping you from moving to his. It's something you've got to make happen, though. And in response to I presume it's your boyfriend, but your partner, will he or she move to Soft-hearted? We've got the Four of Swords. which sort of speaks to me of dominant energy. So I'm thinking of the two of you that's more likely to move, you're more likely to move to him than him to you. But you got to make it happen. Are DP and I communicating through music? That's an interesting one. Okay, I'm going to take this straight off because all these three cards fell out. But you'll see why I laughed and said, okay, I'm going to take those. We start off with the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have the Fool. And finally, we have the Judgment. I don't know who DP is. I mean, are you communicating through music? I mean, what's the circumstances of you knowing? I mean, if you're saying is some celebrity, musician communicating through to you when you've never met before, I don't mean to be offensive or nasty or anything, but I have had people contact me because they're desperately in love with somebody from One Direction or an actor or something. So this is not to be spiteful, but be realistic. Is that if this is some major celebrity that you've never met before in your life, then no. But if this is someone that's genuinely in your life that you go to school with, you work with, and they're a singer, and do you think that you're that they're writing music towards you? I think there's a slow movement towards a new beginning in this connection. So if, let's say I was right, and you've got a big time crush on a musician, you're going to come to realization that no, they're not. If this is a genuine person that that you actually speak to, and they know you, I think you're going to find out soon. I think you're going to find out very soon. There's certain songs that I feel he's speaking through to me. So, I mean, again, let's go back to that. If it's a musician that you've seen on TV or maybe in concert, but you don't know them, you're just feeling the connection that we all feel with each other when emotions are expressed. So they're speaking to you because of that commonality of expression. But if this is someone that, again, you really are connected to, then you're going to find out very soon. You're going to get this revelation of new news that's going to change things for you. But I think it's going to be someone you know. So I think you're going to find out. I think there's been a slow. I'm so sorry. I feel bad about it, but I've been caught out where somebody has gone there, and I just found out that they've got a big time crush on this actor, and I was like, oh my god. They were very young. But anyway, so I think what's happening, because we had the Knight of Pentacles and the Fool and then the Judgment, is that this is slow moving energy towards something new. And there's like, I think you're just going to find out there's just a resurgence, there's a new beginning. It's like hearing the call. That's why I was like, the Judgment for me is hearing the call and having the opportunity to start again. And you had the Fool, which is the same thing, new beginning. So I think you might have to wait a while, especially if you live in an area where you're in lockdown and you can't meet them, is that it'll take some time, but then you're going to find out if they are communicating to you through their music, if you're an inspiration or something. He's in the spotlight. You could well be an inspiration for this music, Lee. What a wonderful thing. I know, lol. Sometimes I really get anxious because I don't want to upset people, but then I have been caught out. Thankfully, that wasn't like a paid reading that I'd done on this young girl. It's just a freebie. So I want to do, because will the Taurus and I move in together? So K star 36. Will K star 36 and the Taurus? time is it? Oh, 9:05. So we'll carry on for maybe another 15, 20 minutes and then I'll finish off. I can feel my energy starting to flag. Oh, stupid thing. Right then. So the card that flung itself out at me was the Ten of Pentacles, which bodes well for me, K star 36. I think you probably will. Because we've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. I think what's going to happen with you and the Taurus is that you'll come to an understanding that you'd like to set up house together. But then when it's sort of because you want to learn what it's like to be together and to see what it's like to be living, you know, in the love. It's like the offering is love is given so that you can learn what it's like to be in a relationship. I mean, that'll be the test then. If you can live together in a house and play house together, you'll know that the relationship's moving to the next phase. So I think that there will be an offer, or you will offer, or they will offer that to move in together, to see what it's like to potentially be like a happy family, even if it's just you and them and a pet. Maybe I'm not saying they're going to promise marriage and that you will marry them and live together with them forever. That's entirely possible. But I think that there's a possibility that you will live together, that you will move in together. I think it's just to learn to see what it's like to live together, to see if you can do it. Can we do a reading on a connection? Did I do one on a connection? What was it? How did it, Rain, repeat your question? Because I can't remember and I don't want to go up because I keep losing track of where I am. Is it what is going in this connection, or where will this connection go? Which world travel? My mum is the spirit world. I have my body. I sometimes hear repeating music, like when I'm really stressed about it, when I've been in the past in real turmoil. There's circumstances where I'll hear a song, it'll be like stuck in my head, and I'll think, oh, did I hear that on the radio? But then it'll just be there all the time, and I'll just hear it. And I'm not saying about hearing the song. I'll hear people singing the song in the street, and or people will post it on their social media. It's really weird. So I resonate with that. Who is coming? Yeah, Liam, about the shuffling. I agree completely. Who is coming towards you? Evening Star, you can ask. It's a quick question. I did do that if you should leave or stay. Rain, I did it. I said, it's up to you whether you do it. You've got to think about what it means. Where's this relationship going? Is it a fair and equal one? And what does it mean if you end it? Because I can't tell you if you should or shouldn't go. Because if you say, oh, yeah, Oak Tree said quit, then you regret it. And then if you stay and you wish you'd left, it's up to you. You have to take control. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Okay. Right, so I'm going to start off with Leela A. Who's coming towards you? Should we do that as a pick a card? We'll do that as a pick a card. Trying to think I'll do Sun, Moon and Star again. It worked. Sun, Moon and Stars. Who is coming towards you? Okay, sun, moon, and stars. Who is coming towards you? So, sun people, who is coming towards you? Sun, moon, and stars. Sun people, the person that's coming towards you, I'm going to say is definitely a female or very, very female energy. Because we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups and Strength. For some of you, it's your mom, if that's possible. She's very nurturing. She's very practical. She's very earthy and sensible. She's a type of woman that's a gardener, a homebody. The home is her forte and also her priority. So she works to provide money for the home, but her real vocation is being a wife and mother and, you know, taking care of the home. That's where she gets her joy and that's where she gets her purpose. So she only works if she needs to, and it's just a distraction from home. She's also very, very sensitive and very, very emotional. She's also very sweet, sensitive, and kind. She could look younger than she actually is. And she just has very motherly, nurturing energy about her, however it's manifesting. And she's very, very strong, has a great deal of moral integrity, great deal of self-control. She's sort of been there, done that. Whatever, you know, foible she has, whatever problem she has, they're in the past. If she's been addicted, she's now in control of any addictions, or she's in control of her negative feelings. So if she gets angry, it's a short thing and it's not very fierce because she's in control of herself. She doesn't need anger management classes or anything. Why would they be? I feel the reason they're in contact, coming towards you, is because of the Strength card. I feel that they're coming towards you to help you overcome this. Yeah. I feel that they're coming towards you to help you deal with something, and that's a problem, to help you solve a problem solver. So that's who's coming towards you. I know you're probably thinking, where's that dark, handsome stranger? But it's very feminine energy that's coming towards you. I'm sorry. They will come before any handsome hunk. Ugh, it's falling. So Moon, who's coming towards you? This is a much better one. This is a romantic one. This is about emotional abundance. This is about being emotionally content and satisfied and having all of your needs met. They're coming towards you about a shared vision. You have a shared vision for something. Maybe it's a shared interest. This could be something to do with a project that you've been working, both of you, on. And I feel they're going to be contacting you online. They want to talk to you online, and it's about they're on a journey, so it could be about their life's journey. Really, it's really strange, because I feel that I think they want to communicate with you about this shared vision, about this shared journey that they feel really enthusiastic and excited about. But I think there's also that it can't happen anytime soon, and this leads me to think about the lockdown, is that they want to. I feel for some of you, they're communicating because they're coming forward towards you to say how sad they are that they can't be with you, because there's a great deal of happiness between the two of you. You're very close to this person, so it's somebody that I think you probably haven't heard from in a long time. But you're going to be very pleased to hear from them, but sad that you can't be together. So stars, number 3, who's coming towards you? Somebody you don't particularly want to hear from, I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that. We've got the Devil, the 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. So they're going to be contacting you very quickly within the next day or two, I would say, within a week. And you're going to be like, oh no, I wish they hadn't sent me this message. I wish they hadn't called me, sent me a text, WhatsApped you, whatever. There's somebody that I think you've been struggling to shake off. And I think you're going to actually not respond to them, or you're going to make the decision to try and end the communication. I think you're not going to open up to them. So if it's like they send you a message, you're going to just reply, okay, thanks, or no thanks. And I think a lot of you are just going to ignore it. So the best I can say is it's someone you really don't want to hear from. And if you don't want to hear from them, you don't have to communicate with them. But yeah, I feel this is somebody that you feel you can't get away from them. I mean, it could be your boss, and you're like, I don't want to talk to my boss. It could be an ex. But it's definitely somebody you're not that keen to hear from. Sorry. So... Leela, you picked pile 3 and you got the best. It doesn't want to. There was somebody, Evening Star. How does. Oh, okay, so that was it. I want to do Evening Stars, and then I'm going to do the Future Children one because I think that sounds fun. How does Emily feel towards our no contact? Okay, so how does Emily feel at the moment about Evening Star? Ooh. Well, I'm going to take this because the star was in it, plus it's 4 cards, and I always try and pick 3, but when 4 come out with the star and your name is Evening Star, I'm going to take it. So this is what Emily's thinking, feeling about what's going on. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Star, which I'm sort of thinking about not including, but I'm going to feel what they're feeling towards you, about you. Is there's a great deal of potential in this connection, of stability, of something tangible, of something long lasting and that has real value to it. But there's a feeling of anxiety and sleeplessness. They're if it's no contact, I would say is they wish they could talk to you. And they can't because they feel there's a great deal of potential. And we've got the Knight of Wands, which is they want to take some action to get close to you. And be near you, but they feel at a great distance from you, hence the feeling of the Nine of Swords, feeling tired and sleepless and not able to, feeling in a sense powerless and anxious and lying awake worrying about it. But they feel that there's a great deal of potential here, something solid and secure and long lasting. So they seem all right, this Emily. And they feel a bit anxious they can't be together. And I think they feel as well that you might be take them on a lot of adventures. You're simultaneously secure, but also adventurous. And the star is like a dream come true almost, like it's been wishing on a star, being really hoping for this to happen, to meet someone like you or meet you. Depends on the circumstances. And that there's such a lot of hope attached to it. She's very hopeful about this connection. There you go. So does your future children take after you or your spouse? Sun, moon and stars again. Does your future children take after? Well, how am I actually going to look at that? I'm just trying to think of the practicality of that, which you've all traveler. Okay, what's the first child? I'm just going to pick the first child because you might have more than one, but is your firstborn going to take? What is your firstborn going to be like? And then you can decide whether that's you, and if it's not you, it must be your partner. They're all falling all over the place. So sun, moon and stars, what is your firstborn going to be like? If this description doesn't sound like you, it must be your partner. So the sun, number one, your firstborn child, ooh, they're going to be a little scrapper. Nobody's going to be able to push this person over. They are strength personified. They have moral strength. They have extreme self-control. They're going to be focused on their own abundance. So they could be focused on getting a really great, well-paid career because they're the King of Pentacles. They could be an Earth sign, like a Taurus. They could end up being very wealthy, either because you are or because they just have this desire within them to be abundant. They have the strength, so they're going to be have a great deal of self-control over themselves, and whatever trouble they get in, they will triumph because they're a little scrapper. They're very defensive. They're not going to let anybody push them over. I mean, the defensiveness can be hindrance at times if they're overly defensive, but they're willing to fight their corner and fight for what they believe in and fight for the people that they love. This is a very solid and secure person, very well grounded, very earthy. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to be very imaginative, or it's a lesser part of them. I think they're going to be a very practical and sensible little soul, your firstborn. There you go. Typical eldest child, I think. So those who chose the moon, how's your firstborn, what they're going to be like? So we've got the King of Cups, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So this is a little bit more of an adventurous soul. Again, they're going to be quite mature emotionally. They're going to be quite emotionally aware. They're going to be able to understand why people feel things the way they feel them. They are going to be very much an explorer. They're going to be somebody that's really going to look for lots of opportunities. They might be a bit of a traveler physically, as in they'll go out and explore the world and see what opportunities are there and what they can find. They might be very good on computers, but I think that what they're going to be is like a citizen of the world. This is the kind of feel that they have. They're really going to be able to understand people and people from different backgrounds to their own. Sort of worldly wise, never met a stranger, able to communicate with lots of different people from lots of different areas. And I think you might find that they might initially go off and travel a lot around the world, or at the very least travel a lot within their own country if you live in a big country. And I think it's going off to learn wisdom and to pursue their passions. So like if they want to do a specific career and they need to go abroad for a few years to do that, they will. But they're a very wise little soul and very understanding of people, which probably will help if they do end up being a traveller. So those who chose the stars, you actually got 4 cards instead of 3. But your firstborn child will be very successful. They will have multiple options in life. So they will be multi-skilled and they will be very, very imaginative. I think this is a very creative person. They might be the sort that can play lots of different musical instruments, or very, skilled artists in lots of different areas, or just as a person could do any sort of career. They are very emotional, though. They're very, very sensitive. And I think that can lead them to a bit of a depressive personality. So you need to watch out for that. For as much as they are almost like a genius in some areas of their life, the payoff to that is their emotional vulnerability, in that they're that sensitive that one little criticism could send them into a tailspin. And they struggle with that because they're so sweet and loving and sensitive and kind-hearted. There's just this emotional vulnerability to them that when things don't go perfectly, they grieve over it. They're depressive, they're sad, and they struggle, and they can't see the good because they've only seen the little that they've failed, because failure doesn't come very often to this person because they're so smart. and they're so capable that when they do inevitably fail, even if it's a tiny fraction of failure compared to the rest of it, they really struggle with it. They really can't cope with it. So you need to work on building up their self-esteem to remind them that even when they do fail, that's just as much of an importance in life as success. But that's what I feel, is that they're really, really smart and really capable and really talented at lots of things, balanced with extreme sensitivity that makes them struggle. It's like if they got past all of their exams at the top 1%, like they got 99% on all their exams, if they passed one exam with 95%, they'll be crying in their bedroom nonstop and won't come out, you know. So yeah, watch out for that. I'm going to see where we are. Stronger genes will dominate, so get yourself a handsome guy. Well, I would always recommend getting yourself a handsome guy. What time is it? So we're coming to the end because I've been going for nearly an hour and a half. So is there anything finally, any final pick a card or any final little question before I finish the live stream? I'm trying to think what I'll do as my next pick a card video. Have you got any suggestions for the pick a card video? I could record, probably record it in a day or two. Nope. You're all gone. I don't mind. Any questions you want to ask me? It doesn't have to be tarot related, or we could have a little chat. I'm going to give you another couple of minutes. Success abroad. Will Lila have success abroad? Sometimes people have to move abroad to get success. Okay, so we'll do a pick a card about traveling abroad, because that seems highly unlikely to the majority of us. So actually what I'm going to say is, will we travel abroad this year? And then what will happen? So sun, moon and stars again. Oh, that's the second time that's fell out. 2 of Cups. So have a think. Is that resonating with anyone? 2 of Cups. But I will do the abroad one. What led me to get into tarot? What happened was, when I was in my mid-teens, I want to say about 16, 15 to 18, I can't remember exactly. I was out at a bookshop, a cheap bookshop that's only actually in my area in the West Midlands, or at least it was. It might have gone nationally, UK nationally now. It's called I've forgotten what it's called. Oh, isn't that awful? It's because I'm going tired. Anyway, we went into this like cheapish bookshop where you can get paperbacks and non-fiction books and lots of different things for a reasonable price. And my sister, who's older than me, went out and she says, "Oh, look, there's a tarot card deck here." And I've always been interested in holistic type things. And she said, "Oh, would you like to get one?" And she says, "I'll buy it you," because I was like, didn't have much money then. And we both bought the deck, and we both still have those decks. And she didn't really do anything with hers, but I stuck with mine and learned. And the deck that I had, when it got to the minor arcana, you know, the cups, pentacles, and whatever, it didn't actually use the pictures. It just had like a picture of 6 swords. So I always struggled with remembering what the message behind those cards were, because I didn't have the pictures to refer to them. And so I did that just for a few short years, and then when I got my first job and I had a bit of money, I started to, and it was around the time that Amazon started to really, it came into the UK and was starting to be quite a big company. I would go on there and choose and pick tarot cards and started to build up a bit of a collection. And it wasn't for the aim of reading for others, but just for my own personal enjoyment. I love tarot cards and I love the artwork on them. And quite often I'll buy a tarot deck not to use beyond my own personal enjoyment, but because I love the artwork on them, because I really appreciate art. And they're like a folk art a lot of the time. So I started to build up a collection where I'd buy a deck every few months, and if there was one that I liked, I'd pre-order it. And then a few ago, I did something here. We have something called an open university degree. So I didn't do anything with them for years because I was focusing on studying, and I got a degree. And I didn't buy any decks for ages. And then I got them out again, sort of even a couple of years after I'd finished, and took them back up and found tarot videos on YouTube and thought, well, actually, I could do that. And it would be a good way for me to use my deck and practice this skill for my own enjoyment, for the enjoyment of you. And also, when I do private readings, it offers me a little bit of extra money, which I will then spend on new tarot decks, or to just offer me a little bit of money every month. And that's how it came on that I started to actually actively do private readings properly, because before that, all the private readings that I'd done were for free, just for me to practice and to hone my skill, really, until a few short years ago. And the majority of the tarot work that I do is for free through the channel and so on and so forth. And it's really nice to be able to help people. And tarot for me is storytelling first and foremost. Is that I'm telling you a story, I'm connecting, because that's what I would describe my life purpose actually is not tarot but storytelling. That's what I'm really, really good at, and that's what I get the most enjoyment out of, and that's what I pursue as much as I can. And it's about connecting things together, and it's also about creating links and helping people with problems in their life, which I think is a valuable skill set to do. And that's what led me to get into tarot, is that I was interested in it and I carried it on because it had many strains of interest, that it honed my storytelling skills. I could help people with their problems. I enjoyed the artwork in them, and it's just a nice bit of a hobby for me, really. And it's occasionally when I get private readings, it's a good way for me to earn some cash, and how does that ever hurt? So that's how I got into tarot, and that's how I carried on with it. I think when I was a teenager, I thought I was going to be able to completely divine my own future, and I've learned since that you can't. And that's why I'm always saying energies change, decisions change. Don't rely on it always being absolutely like this, because the card said I would have a completely different life by the time I reached the age I am now, and I haven't got that life at all. Why that is because I made different choices. How have I been dealing with that self-isolation? Yeah, the bunnies keep me company, but as old as I am, I'm living with my mum and my brother, various reasons. So we've actually all got each other, and I'm very much a homebody anyway. I like being at home, gardening and cooking, and I'm very interested in crafts like knitting and dressmaking. I make a lot of my own clothes. So I occupy myself in that way, and listening to podcasts and whatnot, and watching TV and tarot. So I've been all right. And as I say, I'm very much a solitary person. Let's go through these, and then I'll do the traveling one, because I think I don't travel a lot because I'm very much a homebody, but other people love to travel. I love the way you communicate. A lot of people have said that, Fuzzy Minion. Thank you, that I've got this very soothing, healing energy. So you've got a job abroad and right here at home, so you want to know which job. Oh, I see. Thank you, my long-standing Witchy World Traveller fan. It was just one of those things that we were just there, and she says, "Do you want to get these tarot decks?" Because she knew I was interested in that, and the new agey, different type of things. And she just said, "I'd like to do. Would you like to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." Would you like to get it? But she's never been interested in it since. And I carried it on because I think it was a storytelling aspect to that. I could create links between them and build up a narrative. Yeah, Mimi, I do exactly the same. It's essential. I think if you're going to be a really good tarot reader, you have to have certain qualities, and I think that's an understanding of human nature, the ability to create a narrative between the subjects of the cards, and that, but to also understand the context of the question. And I think storytelling requires all those things. Why do people do things? Why are these cards to come together? How can I build a story based on what I know about the question or this person? Because a lot of people, sometimes when you watch a lot of young tarot readers, and I did this myself, is that you watch them have one uniform understanding of the card. Like, I mean, I get the High Priestess an awful lot because I'm a tarot reader, but it also reflects the fact that I read an awful lot. I'm very well read, and in fact, I worked in a library for the majority of my career. I worked in a library, and it also reflects that I'm single. So it reflects an awful lot of these qualities. But somebody, when I was a lot younger, I would have said that the High Priestess was about secret knowledge or spiritual knowledge, whereas in fact it covers an awful lot of things in that card. But depending on what the question is, now, if the question is what's ahead for you in your love life, I would say you're going to stay single and you're going to be preoccupied with something else. But when I was a lot younger, I would have said, oh, in your love life, you're going to meet somebody really spiritual and learned. Do you know what I mean? So you have to sort of mix up what the meanings are and understand what the meaning of the card is based on the context of the question. And you only learn that by doing it. Death. I'm glad that they're helpful and accurate. That's the important thing. What's my sun sign? No, my sun sign is Aries, but my moon is Cancer. My moon is Cancer. And I'm not a big astrologer because I did start when I was in my teens, around the same time as tarot, take an interest in it. But at the end of the day, I just didn't understand the angles and it just all seemed confusing to me. So I left that and stuck with tarot, which made a lot more sense. But my sun sign is Aries, my moon sign is Cancer. I've got a lot in Libra. I know that much. I remember that much. My ascendant's a Libra. I think my North Node's in Cancer as well. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna do the one. Yeah, I don't understand astrology. So I'm gonna do one more question because it's getting late. I've been going for over an hour and a half. So I'm gonna do the travel one. I'm trying to think how I can do it because somebody mentioned they've got a job abroad and at home, and they wouldn't, which one. So what I'm going to do is do the travel one. Will you travel this year, and why, and what, sort of see what I can get about the travel in that reading. So, Sun, Moon, and Stars. Okay, Sun, Moon, and Stars. Make your choice. Will you travel this year? Sun people, will you travel this year? Well, you've got the Knight of Swords, you've got the Ace of Cups, and you've got the Emperor. So I think actually, yeah, you will travel. And I'm taking the Knight of Swords as that energy. And the reason that you're traveling, I'm going to take, is to say something, and it's something to do with something that to do with love, and it's either someone that you love or something that you love. It brings great emotional abundance to you. So it could be a job that you love or someone that you love. And we've got the Emperor as well, which speaks to me about taking authority. So I want to say it's about to gain control of the relationship again, or to gain, and by that, it doesn't mean that you gain control over them. If you've been separated by coronavirus or you've been delayed because of coronavirus, the purpose of you traveling is to gain control of it all again, so that you can do what you love. You can do the job that you love, or that you can meet the person that you want, that you love and you want to be with. It's about that you have the authority over the situation, the reason why you're traveling. But the reason why you're traveling, I think, is just to speak about, so you can speak about your job, do your job, speak to that person. That's why you're going to be traveling. So yeah, you will be traveling this year. And if for travel for you means short, if you like me, travel can be a day trip out, then that's it. If for you travel means getting on a plane for a day, that's the travel you will do. So Moon, will you travel this year? And if you do, why would you? I don't think you are going to travel this year. You've got the Queen of Swords who sits down. You've got the Seven of Swords, which is a man who's about to step into a trap, which is going to catch his ankle, and he's not going to be able to move anywhere. And you've got the Nine of Wands, which are two blokes just standing there. I don't think you're going to go anywhere, and I think there's no narrative that I can build here out of these. Well, there is a narrative I can build out of these cards, but I think what it's saying is no, you're not going to travel. Why are you not going to travel? I mean, it's probably likely COVID, coronavirus. I think there's some information you don't have that's going to stop you from traveling if you have any plans to travel, and it's a situation that you've had to grin and bear it. This is just leading me to think it's coronavirus. That's why you can't travel. So it could be that even if you can travel around your own country, the country you want to go at might not accept flights. Yeah, I just think the answer is no. I don't think it's just saying no. That's the question. No, you haven't. You're not going to travel. So stars, are you going to travel? Yes. Because we've got the Knight of Wands, which is actually my traveling, going on an adventure card. Page of Wands can mean that as well, but Knight of Wands absolutely does. And I think you're traveling to somewhere where you've been before because it's nostalgia, it's memories. And the Ace of Swords is the truth. I think you're going to start a new conversation, start something new ideas, new communications, new mindset. So if you're thinking of moving back to your home country to start again, you will be. If you're thinking of going on holiday somewhere where you've been when you were a kid or been many times in the past, you will be. Or if it's something associated with kids. But the Ace of Swords is intriguing to me because I think for some of you, you're not going to know why you're going there till you get there. But I think it's to start something new. It's new energy. It's an ace. So because some new news associated that you don't know yet, but you're going to hear some new news, new information, some news that is completely new to you. And that will cause you to go on a travel. Can you share something about spirit animals? I noticed a few of them keep showing up and I keep wondering what it means. I don't know what you mean, Fussy Minion. I'm not big on that kind of spiritual animal. Shall I just say why do spirit animals keep showing up to Fussy Minion? What's the significance of spirit animals for Fussy Minion? You've got the Ace of Cups, the Emperor, and the Star. It's telling you to take control over something that you feel very emotional about and very hopeful about. That's why you keep seeing stuff about spirit animals. The spirit animals themselves, either the fact that the spirit animal itself that you are seeing, like if you're seeing a dog or something, but the reason it's alerting you to the idea of spirit animals is because there's something that you feel very deeply emotional about, makes you feel very abundant emotionally. You know, I'm very hopeful about it. It wants you to take control. So if you have a dream that you want to follow, it's telling you to follow it. That's why you know. Yeah, I think a lot of people with True World Traveler just can't go where they want to go. Okay, so right, last two questions. Does Pisces guy like me, please? I can't stop thinking about him. And I'm gonna ask soft-hearted, why do you keep seeing? I keep seeing 222 everywhere. And 555, 111. What's the other one? I just keep on seeing combinations of the same sort of numbers: 2s, 1s, 5s, and some 8s. I got that when I was thinking, why is that happening for me? It's to teach me wisdom about something. So, does Pisces guy like tea? Pisces, I was thinking, does Pisces guy like TE Mag? We've got the Emperor, Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, which is all very solid energy. Very solid energy. I think there's a certain distance there, but and also I think there's a belief in compatibility. So I think, yeah, they do like you. I think they think you're a very solid person with a lot going for you. But there's a distance there, which is why you're wondering, do they like you? So I don't think they intend on doing anything about it. I think they intend on that distance staying there. So I think you should take the steps to perhaps gently get to know them. I don't see any like lovers or 2 of cups or, anything like that. I think they see you as being on the same wavelength as they are. So it's up to you, I think, to contact them. And I wouldn't come forward in a big way. I would keep that wavelength going and trying to deepen it a bit and trying your luck that way. So why is soft-hearted? Okay, still seeing. Gosh, this is strange. You just all saw the amount of shuffling. And we had these before: the Queen of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the 9 of Wands. I want you to see the truth that you're not seeing at the moment, probably because you're worried about the feeling of battering. It's in a sense, oh yeah, have faith and keep believing. It's sort of saying, yeah. There's something in a sense I feel that you're trying to hide from because you're frightened it's going to hurt you, or you're worried about the trouble it's going to bring, that it's going to tire you out and you're going to have to fight your corner almost and just be a bit battered and torn. But what it's saying is you're not on your own. You do need to have faith and to carry on. And because I think the truth is coming towards you, or you're going to be able to accept the truth. If this is a truth that you're just oblivious of, the information's coming towards you. And I think it might feel a bit like, oh no, but it's coming towards you. If this is a truth that you deep down know already and you're hiding from, it's saying stop being frightened. You can cope with whatever life sends you, and that you're not alone. Because I think that you have the wisdom and the smarts to deal with it. This isn't going to beat you down. Yeah, I agree with what it says. So I'm going to finish off now because I'm very tired. I've gone on for quite some considerable time, longer than I thought I would. But I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. If you want a private reading with me, you can get one. Just send me an email, oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com, and I'll send you my price list and what I do. But it is all in the various description boxes of my videos, so you can go back and look on there. But yeah, just carry on watching the videos, like, commenting, subscribing. I hope you're all doing really well. That you carry on, and I will do another live chat because I really enjoy them. It's nice to actually have that one-on-one, because when I do the pick a card videos, I enjoy them and do them whenever I can and when I'm inspired to, but I don't get that one-on-one. I don't get the chance to chat to you all and get some sort of feedback, so that's nice. So we'll do this again maybe next week. I'm going to try and do it on a Monday rather than another day in the week. So I will try next week, everything going well. So thank you for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. I'm just going to read these last bits. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to carry on. It's really fun. I enjoy it. So I'm going to carry on. So you will take care of yourselves, and I'll read any further messages because I'll leave this video up. So I deleted the other one. I didn't actually mean to, but I did. And I will leave this one up. So you take care, and goodbye.